Sorry, you guys, I am back. So there's got to be some like funky energy in the air today because not only do my business partners and I get off a call that was supercharged. Hopefully you can hear me now. Test 1, 2, 3. Please let me know if you can hear me. But we got off a supercharged call today that I think that there is quite some beautiful energy in the airwaves today, especially on Facebook, on social media. So let's get chatting. So I wanted to share with you guys, I see you logging back in. Thank you guys for dealing with my problems with technology today. So let's chat for a moment. Take a look at the career that you are in right now. What are you doing? What's your day-to-day? How is it lighting you up? Thank you, Heather. Hopefully you can hear me well. How does it light you up? Because we don't simply settle for careers that we aren't good at, right? We don't settle for careers that we aren't good at. Let that soak in for a second. You are in your career right now, whether you're unhappy or incredibly fulfilled. You're in your career because you were pulled to do this. So let's chat about this for a moment. If you guys have not, check out, hello, Nicole. If you guys have not checked out the archetypes of really the 7 different spiritual entrepreneurs, I'll be sharing with you them in this session here so we can chat about it. And it really comes down to this. You know, I've been working with clients for a number of years now, and I found that women, well, they're unsettled in their 9-to-5 job, they're frustrated in the hustle, they're, you know, corporate isn't their jam, they're finding their way through corporate America, but they're picking up on the clues while they're there. They're picking up on, you know what, I'm really good at this certain thing, and perhaps I can take this and make it my own business. So let's chat about this for a moment. I'm going to run through the 7 different archetypes with you, but the first one is the Earth Mother. This sits at the base, your root chakra. This is a woman who is really connected to, you know, the moon, the cycles, the rituals, and sort of that witchy side, right? This woman, you can sort of think of her almost like working with other women, being of service to other women, and midwife services come in here too. So this feeling of the Earth Mother, now let me speak directly to you. If you have a true divine connection that when you step out into nature, your being lights up, your aura lights up, your vibe lights up. You, my friend, are the Earth Mother. Now, the archetypes, you can really blend into different ones, and different ones can be rising through you at different times. But I want you to know and pay attention to this, especially if you're in the corporate hustle right now, or you're sitting in the job that doesn't serve you. You're clocking in, you're clocking out, you're exchanging your precious time for a piece of paper, money. You're exchanging your time for money, and you're not feeling fulfilled. Let's work with these archetypes. The next one is the Natural Witch. So how many of you in this community are nurses? You're hands-on, you're the healer, you're the one that people go to get healing advice from. You can sort of see the ailment in other people. You can see when someone's off. You can feel when someone's off a little bit. You, my friend, are the Natural Witch. And so this could be something that's rising in you right now. Perhaps you're being pulled to explore things like chakras or essential oils. It's a beautiful process, right? So think about this in terms of your own business. This is the reason why I asked you, is there any, you know, nurses in the community, anyone working with their hands, working with being of service to other people, is that those tendencies in you are pulling you in a different spiritual direction. They're pulling you to explore more. Yes, Heather, ER, trauma, vet med, yes. So Heather, does this speak to you that when you hear the word natural witch, you're pulled to, you know, try essential oils and to dabble in sort of this new thought process that maybe you've been conventionally brought down one way, and now you're kind of pulling into the more holistic round. I'm excited to hear if that is you. Next is the Warrior Woman. Woo! The Warrior Woman is this woman who is an activist. You know, she's the one that's going out there, and she's the online influencer. She's the one that fires the energy underneath you. She's the one that's creating based on her ideas, her dreams, her philosophies, and the things that she's learned from. Now, the Warrior Woman, I think, is always sort of rising in all of us. We're getting tapped into her a lot more, especially this summer, with summer being such a beautiful time to birth those projects into the world, especially as women. Oh, good, Heather, you said yes. I was thinking so. So that's great. So the warrior woman is really that woman that's an activist, saying, I believe in this. You oftentimes find yourself telling other people, based on your story, how to do certain things. The most important thing with the warrior woman is to speak on what you know. Not persuade other people to jump on your train and do that and really fill that ego, but it's to give tips and tricks and suggestions on how you've overcome your obstacles. You're a great storyteller, and so this warrior woman, let her rise up this summer. Let her rise up this summer. So the natural empath, very similar to the natural witch, Reiki teacher, yoga instructor, meditation maven. She goes in before she comes out. Nicole, I think this one is totally you. Very empath, very into the Reiki teaching. Again, being able to see through, being able to really see when someone has an issue before they say it. Almost like you can finish their sentence when they're talking about different things that are happening, especially with the body and the connection with the mind. You have a way of being empathic about that. Next is the artist and the captivator. Now, think of this in your life. Who do you admire that is the artist, the captivator, the storyteller, the speaker, the writer, the blogger, the one who says it, the one that lives without fear, And so the artist and the captivator is also something that's rising this summer and more so into this fall when we take that summertime excitement that we're in right now, birthing projects, getting out there, letting fear, go by the wayside, showing up more on social media, knowing that your gifts are going to be held when you show up and you tell the universe that you're ready for this new journey, especially if you're trying to make that breakaway from corporate, you're trying to break out of that cube, that the more you start showing up now, and you let that warrior woman rise within you, as well as these other ones that I'm talking about, we can start to tap into that. So this fall, it's going to be more so the artist and the captivator. So that's the time to really start telling your stories. Do your journaling work. I mean, you guys, pages and pages and pages of journaling work this morning. And it never ends, right? We're always going to be on that journey. Last night I was watching a amazing YouTube Super Soul Sunday. I was watching Oprah, and she was on there talking about, I am the teacher, but I am also the student. And I think that's true for all of us. We can come out and teach what we know up until today, up until this moment, up until knowing that a shift is coming, knowing that you're ready to perhaps depart from corporate America at some time, or you're ready to get out of cube life at some time. But we have to know when we are meant to be the teacher and when we're meant to be the student. So just like Oprah says, she goes, I am out there to be the teacher and teach what I know, but I was the student every time someone sat in the chair next to me. So every time that she was interviewing someone on stage, she was the student, taking from them their lessons from their past. So I ask you today, what do you need more of right now? Do you need to be the teacher and speak up and share and start putting your work out there and be acknowledged for your work and let that warrior woman come up through you? Or do you need to take a step back and be the student and absorb a little bit more, take a little bit more knowledge in, do some self-study, get into a course that's going to make you and light you up, do those things that invigorate you from the inside out so that you can stand up as the teacher. And you're not standing on unsteady ground, you're standing on steady, full foundation, right? So let's talk about this. The last one is the visionary. So this is the woman who is, there's two more. Second to last one. The visionary, the poet, the blogger, a spirit guide coach, a metaphysical coach, a past life coach. See where I'm going with this? The person who can really take that vision to the next level. They can see where you've been and where you're about to go. They're the visionary, the third eye right up here. And so when you meet people like this in your life, or perhaps teachers are showing up like this in your life because you're calling them in, allow for them to share the greater, grander vision. Allow them to pull tarot cards for you. You know, my business partners and I just got out of a hour and a half long session of meeting with an amazing guru that we look up to, and she pulled tarot cards for the business venture that we're working on right now. And I encourage you that if you need that, if you need someone to say, hey, let's just take a step back, take a deep breath in, and let's see what your spirit guides have to say to you. Let's see what the universe has to say. What are the next things? What makes sense for you? Do you need to do that inner work right now? And again, I bring it back. If you are feeling unsettled in what you're doing every single day, these little shifts of saying, today I allow for the warrior woman to rise up through me. Today I allow for the poet to write and come out. Today I allow for my earth mother side to bring me through nature. It's a beautiful thing, isn't it? When we can tap into those sides of ourselves. And lastly, last one here is the mystical queen. This is the natural psychic, the mystical maven, the spiritual guide connector, the dream interpreter. How many of you guys have met with any of them in your life? Have you had a psychic reading that blew your mind? They're pretty profound, aren't they? So again, if we're sitting in that state of just feeling unsettled, not wanting to make any radical change, I'll just keep getting my paycheck. I'll just keep going into a job that doesn't serve me. I'll just keep having this energy sit at this low vibration. I'll just keep working with coworkers that too don't want to be in where they're at, and I can feel their energy. I'll just keep doing it because it feels fine. It feels fine. It's the natural progression which so many of us do. We just check in and we check out. We check in and we check out. And in the evenings, we want to check out fully, right? How many times do you get home and you turn on the TV? How many times do you get home and you want to just check out from the world? Just take me out of this. But really what we need to be doing is checking into those scenarios, checking into those things that are stressful, checking into those connections with our coworkers and the path that we're on right now, the path that we're doing. So take a look at your career today, what you've learned through these different archetypes of the captivator that you can rise up through you with your divine feminine energy. Think about where you can listen to this more. Where can you tap into this more without tapping out? What are you doing in your career right now that makes you happy? Even if it's 1% happy, and I'm sure it's way more than that. What makes you so happy? Are you working with your hands? Are you working with your thoughts? Are you working with your love? Are you working with your empath energy? Are you working with your psychic abilities? What are you working with right now in the career that you're in that you can dig a little bit deeper? Dig a little bit deeper. And when you're feeling stuck, ask for the warrior woman to rise up through you. And then when you're ready to write it out, ask for the poet to come forward. You are always, ladies, being guided. So the career that you're in right now is simply teaching you the next step. And if you're happy as hell in your career that you're in, be bliss. Be in utter bliss and gratefulness for what you're in. Okay, I hope this was helpful for you guys. I'm so excited to be diving into more of these topics with you. Like I said, it's been a wonderful awakening over here. I don't know, July 7th, my birthday, I turned 31, and all of a sudden it was like this, the veil was lifted. This feeling of wanting to speak to you guys on a deeper, more meaningful, more I want to speak to your soul level is about to come up. And I'm in the process of revamping and doing new things for boho branding and business school that will bring you down that spiritual path. Yes, you're going to learn how to have your own full-time business. Yes, you're going to learn how to bring in clients. Yes, you're going to learn how to build your brand. But more importantly, you're going to learn how to do the work first. The work of listening, of what you truly want. The work of money. What does money mean in your life? So I encourage you, if you're not already on the wait list, you're going to be getting a ton of information, not a ton, but you'll be getting some information over on your email. And I'll post the link in our community here, and you can take a look and a deep dive into it and see if it's right for you. Timing is everything, and the sooner you take action on your dreams and your desires, the sooner you can get there. But you must do the work that is in here, not up here, okay? Ego, love, and heart. All right, you guys, I love you so much. Thank you all for tuning in. Again, if you're just seeing me for the first time, my name is Shauna. I'm a branding and business coach. You can find out more over at thebohemianblonde.com. Bye, ladies.